All attempts at resuscitation were unsuccessful. And now we turn to the story of a little monkey who found himself on an awfully big adventure. Officials at the Catoctin Zoo in Maryland have confirmed that the. Are we not doing the monkey story? The prompter has the monkey story, so why am I seeing ice raid B-roll right now? Are we. What are we doing? The monkey or ice? All right. Our apologies for some technical difficulties. We're going to take a quick commercial break while we figure this out. We'll be right back. What the fuck was that? I know it was a mistake, Jimmy. How the hell did it happen? You don't know. Who would know? Somebody got their wires crossed. No shit. Let me ask you a question. If we have a production meeting, no, listen. If we have a production meeting listen to me. If we have a production meeting every day before the show, like we have done before every single one of these shows we've ever done, and this still happens, can we just go without the production meetings altogether then? But why do we need them? If this still happened, despite the production meeting, why do we need them? What are they for? Why not just give everyone that time back? What are we even accomplishing at this point? The control room. The control room needs the production meetings. So, what happened just now? Was somebody not paying attention? Well, might I suggest that it's your job to find that out? If people aren't going to pay attention during the production meetings, what's the point? Why not just cancel them from now on? Or excuse the people from the control room from attending. Give them back that hour to sit in their offices and smoke more dope. You're welcome. It's what? It's one time? What's one time? One time that this has ever happened on our show? So what? What's that mean? You weren't the one who just looked like a fucking idiot on national television, Jimmy. Do you want to trade places? Then I can be the one to tell you that you're overreacting after being made to look like a fool in front of millions of people? How long until we're back from break? Okay, are we doing ice or are we doing the monkey story? Ice or monkey? Well, what's in the fucking teleprompter? Monkey. Fine. And we have the monkey B-roll ready to go? All right. Thank you. I know things were a little tense just now. I'd like to sincerely apologize to everyone for letting my desire to do the best newscast possible get the better of me in that moment. It will never happen again. I respect you all as skilled professionals, and I realize I could not do this without you. Now, let's get back to work. You're watching America's first best hope for news and analysis. We turn now to the story of a little monkey who found himself on an awfully big adventure. Officials at Maryland's Catoctin Zoo have confirmed that the capuchin monkey recently apprehended inside a Publix supermarket in Central Florida is the same monkey who somehow escaped from the... What are we showing here? What is this? A cartoon? Good answer. Good answer. That's all? That's all there is of the monkeys in that cartoon. Out of curiosity, were you unable to locate a clip from the 1960s TV series The Monkees? Because it seems to me a few seconds of Mickey Dolenz, Mike Nesmith, Peter Tork, and Davy Jones performing Daydream Believer would have suited the piece just as well as the cartoon did. So we would have had to license the Monkees clip, but the cartoon is public domain. It was a budgetary decision then. No. They needed a clip fast to replace the original B-roll, and they couldn't use something that would have to wait to be approved. I see. Fair enough. What are you looking at, Jimmy? Do you expect me to continue with this? Why would I want to do that? What I mean to say is, how would that be fair? Because if no one else here is doing their job, on what basis do you expect me to do mine? Well, that's not how I see it. I'm fully aware that we are still on the air. We just took a break. We have no more breaks to take. The world is watching us right now. I'm at peace with it. I've gone beyond frustration, beyond anger, through all the steps, and I've arrived at acceptance. I'm not ashamed because I know that I have done my best. Can you say the same, Jimmy? Can you in the control room? Do you have regrets? I do not. I do not. No, correction. I have one regret. During the break, I apologized for my outburst. I don't regret that. The apology was made in good faith, and I think it speaks to my character. What I regret is the way I, during the course of delivering that apology, characterized you all as professionals. I would now like to retract that. Jimmy! Because I don't know what kind of people would preside over a circus masquerading as a newscast such as this, but I know they would not be professionals! Is this what you in the control room think of me? Of what I contribute to the broadcast, you assume our audience would rather just watch a cartoon? What about the hard-working and actually professional members of our research team who found the actual B-roll of this escaped monkey, which has now presumably been irretrievably lost to the all-consuming mist of time? This is how you respect their efforts? By losing the clip and then finding a replacement? By, I'm guessing, having someone open their laptop, Google monkey, and click the video tab and download a randomly selected result? As long as we're saving time by eliminating production meetings, why don't we also save money by firing the research team? We obviously don't need them. Clearly, the person in the control room assing off with their laptop has got it covered. Jimmy, would you like to tell Joan and the rest of her staff at research that they can go home? That their services will no longer be required? No? You think that would be an overreaction? All right. Do you think this is an overreaction? Go ahead. You can be honest. You do. This is an overreaction. I'm trying to do my job at the mercy of dim-witted incompetents who spontaneously forget how to do their jobs, but this is an overreaction. I'm trying to tell the viewing public the harrowing but ultimately heartwarming story of the escaped monkey who traveled from Maryland to Florida and has now come home to the welcoming embrace of his joyful fellow monkeys, no doubt. And I can't tell that story properly because instead of being on the screen to illustrate my reading the copy, the right B-roll sits forgotten on the hard drive of one of our producers alongside the manuscript for his mostly plagiarized memoirs and several terabytes of illicit pornography, but I'm overreacting. Do you know how lucky you all are to even have me? Do you know how fortunate it is for all of you that the billionaire who owns this network has thus far been willing to open his wallet and give to me the amount of money I ask for in order to come in here every day and do this, knowing that every day this camera draws out a little bit more of my soul, knowing that there will come a time when I realize I've been emptied out, that I'm hollow inside, and by the time I realize it, it will be too late? Do you have any awareness of how lucky you all are that there is still a price I am willing to accept for that? And that doesn't even take into consideration the incompetence and the little humiliations like we've witnessed today when producers and directors and board operators who have worked here for years suddenly forget how to locate and cue B-roll or load a teleprompter with the correct copy or whatever the fuck happened here today. I'm expected to put up with that for free because every cent of my salary is spoken for By lies I'm asked to co-sign? By the softball questions I'm told to ask? By the legitimate useful questions I'm not supposed to ask? Of people who have been entrusted with the greatest power in our country, who are theoretically meant to be using that power for the good of the people, but who are actually using it to protect and enrich themselves while their agents commit acts of violence against the people so heinous that if they were committed by the agents of another country, we would be at war with that country. And still, somewhere, as I read this vapid copy through which I co-sign atrocities, as I respectfully listen and legitimize the propaganda spewed by the people who conceived those atrocities, day after day after day, deep inside, I feel that last remaining ember of my own humanity growing colder and colder, and in my brain, the memory of the person I once was, the person who was capable of recognizing what's happening to this country and calling it by its name, growing fainter and fainter. And in those moments, I become aware of exactly what I gave away in exchange for the money and the nice car and the big house with bedrooms for each of my children who hate me because I've given them no reason to love me, which I do not begrudge them, because in those increasingly brief and infrequent intervals where I'm capable of feeling anything at all, I hate myself too. Are we still on? Is this where we're at? Officials at Maryland's Catoctin Zoo have confirmed that the capuchin monkey recently apprehended inside a Publix supermarket in Central Florida is the same monkey who somehow escaped from the zoo last year. The monkey, whose name we are told is, what else, George, was captured safely by animal control officers in Florida and has now been returned to his home at the Catoctin Zoo, where his handlers say they still have no idea how he escaped or how he was able to travel the nearly 1,000 miles from the zoo to the supermarket where he was caught. It's too bad. No, go ahead. Put it up. Run the cartoon again. Went to the trouble of downloading it from the Internet Archive for free, so we might as well get our money's worth. It's too bad George can't just tell us how he did it. I, for one, am curious. That's all for tonight. We'll see you back here tomorrow for an exclusive interview with Dr. Phil. I'll ask him about the rumor that he's about to be appointed the new president of Venezuela. Until then, America, have a pleasant evening.